Well, well, it is now time for arenaing. Oh yeah, true, we do have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles magic cards now. Which is a franchise that I don't care so much about, but hey, it's always nice to get new fun cards. I don't mind. The lands look very nice, so definitely not complaining. There's stuff from a mastery. What's that? Spend lore when eclipsed orbs. I have one of those. And I don't really care about these cards, to be fair. So let's get I think Ashling rekindled. Yeah, there we go. Yada 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 yada. Claim. And that's it. What else is in the daily deals? Let's also check that really quickly out. Krang! Oh yeah, true, Ninja Turtle stuff. Lots of Ninja Turtle stuff. Got it. Well, let's start just with a little bit of warm-up with a bot match. And then do something more exciting. Yeah, let's play the proliferate deck, sure, why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? That's a nice hand of lands. I'm lacking that white mana for this guy. Could work out though. Could work.
Looks like a good spot for some practice.
Depends on what deck Sparky has. Okay, this one is doable. That's pointless for me right now. Oh, a Catriel Crystal is nice to have in this context, actually. And we're gonna get it right away. Oh, I should have played Sahili first and then comboed it with the Catriel Crystal, I guess. Not so happy about not drawing any lands for now.
You've never seen anything like this.
Thank you for attacking my face instead of Sahili. That's very kind of you. Then we do this thing. Get our first creature finally. So this worked out in my favor. And we're gonna kill this guy. And then next end turn. That is a deal worth taking. Draw 2 cards, then proliferate. That's pretty good. Yeah, play it like this. Yes, take that. And kill another guy. End the turn. More lands, please. Now we got all of the mana colors. And we get the Conclave Mentor, which is pretty nice to have. And a Demon Locket, which is just a non-creature spell. So it does get me one of the servers. I'm gonna next and choose no attackers, thank you. Surely you have something up your sleeve, but I am willing to take, oops, these trades here. That's fine. Oh, a fairy vandal, that's nice. That's nice. Creature card from a battlefield under your control. Proliferate. I could get myself an Elvish Mystic, I suppose. Or I could get myself a Necro Bolas already. Let's do that. That is a bad dragon guy. We are gonna... Hold on. To do this -2 effect here and kill the Caryatid. And then we're gonna pass. No, you don't have any cards in your hand. This attack pays off, actually. And turn. Fair enough. What does that do? Give me a mana of any color. Sure, doesn't hurt. We're gonna do the +1 ability here to trigger the Fairy Wander, which gives it 2 +1/+1 counters. Very nice. And then I'm not gonna trigger this one just yet. I'm gonna do it next turn so that Fairy Wander triggers again. And I'm gonna proliferate. I'm gonna take a Caryatid. And now the Caryatid is also stronger because I do control a creature with higher power. I can -2 Yaya. And that's it. That's it for now. Oh, hold on, no act ready. Surely not. Surely you attack. Certainly. Alright, so now I could do this thing, or I could I could do both probably. I don't want to tap this guy for that. I do want to get a red mana from here and 2 colorless mana from here. Say red and red, and do a volt charge on this guy. And then I want to do the Demir Locket and draw 2 cards, which triggers the Fairy Wander. And a Horn Beetle is nice to have. And then I can still get an Unnatural Restoration, which brings my Demir Locket back. And then it proliferates again. Then I'm gonna draw a card.
You have no weakness that I cannot exploit.
Then I'm also gonna make this servo become a copy of the Nessian Horn Beetle so that it gets a +1/+1 counter now. And then I could kill Sparky already, and then the game would be over. I say let's bully Sparky some more and just deal 12 damage for now. Alright. Let's do this whole thing again and sacrifice this in order to get 2 more cards. Tribute to the World Tree, absolutely. What else? Well, we're gonna do this thing again. One of you becomes you.
I know how to stop you.
And I draw a card.
I outsmarted you
And then we next. No attack, thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just proliferate for free, I guess. And then I'm gonna draw a card again.
My schemes are never ending.
Then we're gonna do the horn beetle thing again.
Genius is as genius does.
And next turn. No attacks. I wanna get a Warring Clicks or something like that. That would really seal the whole deal. I mean, I could again just win the game just by clicking this button here. Okay, that's fair.
Without limit.
Let's do this.
Can't believe Mother Rudy gave us a
Warring
full
Clicks
one.
would be really nice though. Get one of yous and become one of these.
Do I have your attention now?
Then I get one life. Then we next. Then nothing else. I am very much winning, yes. I have technically already won. I'm just bullying my AI opponent. And I'm just gonna play on a little bit more to see how much damage I can deal to them, basically. So, basically I just have to attack one more time and they don't have any means to defend themselves and I would win. That being said, I could also just activate the ultimate ability of this guy, which is this one, the -8 here. And it straight up just says on the card text, each opponent who doesn't yada yada loses the game, and they control nothing except for forest. So I already won. But we're just, again, just dragging this out a little bit for fun. I'm also still gonna keep doing this thing.
I like to think
I'm gonna make my robot become a bug. Look at this guy. Adorable. Magic does have some cards that literally say you win the game. By doing something. You know, you have some win conditions that you need to meet, but it's fun in the sense that you can play the game in alternative ways that are not supposed to be the main goal of the game, if that makes sense. So sometimes, for example, you can focus on milling an opponent to death or milling yourself to death, but accidentally turning that into a win condition. So there is, I'm gonna show this to you in a second, hold on. Let's just win this game now. Let me just all attack. Yada yada, Sparky dies. Dies to extreme violence caused by some bugs and robots. Okay. Alright, victory. Victory. So if we look at our card collection for a second. Decks. Collection. There we can see, hold on, so not J. There is a Jace here. The Wheel of Mysteries that has this passive ability. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. Usually that would mean you lose the game, but this card just says you win the game instead. So suddenly your objective becomes milling your own deck, which means drawing so many cards into the graveyard that you kind of don't have a deck anymore. And this guy is really good for that exact purpose, because he can mill yourself, and he can draw you 7 cards with his ultimate. So this guy is really good for building a deck around milling yourself, which is also something that I did. Hold on, let me quickly check back with my decks. It is not a very popular win condition, but I love to play like this, because what are you supposed to do against a guy who just keeps throwing his cards in the garbage can? Like, you just need to do it fast enough before your opponent can actually kill you. That is the problem. You have to be fast. But otherwise it's very funny. You are completely right. So if we search for mill here, mill historic, okay, that's not it probably. Can I just search for chase? Win condition chase. Well, there we go. That is straight up one of the decks that I was talking. Yeah, exactly. So these cards are all no longer in standard, and I think this is a standard deck. So technically, if I go here and instead of standard brawl set it to normal brawl, suddenly this is a legal deck again. Done. Oh no, historic brawl deck needs 100 cards and not 60. Well then, sucks. Hold on, no, I can turn this into friendly brawl, I think. Friendly brawl? That should work. Yeah, that works. That's fine. But yes, it is one of those killing yourself to win the game kind of things. Yeah, exactly. Which is still possible. You can easily mill yourself 100 cards, but it does make it a little bit harder. 60 is a lot easier. Also, I don't know if you knew this, but Magic recently had a collaboration with Avatar, The Last Airbender. So we have Avatar cards in Magic now, and I have 2 Avatar decks here that are very fun to play. I have a Toph deck that basically turns lands into creatures. So like she just animates the land and makes them attack your opponent. And then there is this Azula deck, which is about firebending, which means basically generating mana, so resources, at instant speed when attacking. Which doesn't make much sense to you probably if you don't know Magic and the rules, but it is something surprisingly niche and yet works very well. So we can definitely try playing a game with that. Let's go Brawl. Magic is very fun. The only problem with it is that if you put money into it, it kind of supports the US military in a way, which sucks, but it's such a fun game. It's such a fun game. The amount of strategizing that you can do. Yeah, they do have like a veteran support program or something like that. Yeah, it's Hasbro, you know. Hasbro is unfortunately not a good company. But still, it is very fun, and actually to play Magic online, like here, like in Arena, you don't need to pay a single cent. It is completely free to play, and you don't need to pay anything. Yeah. Though I will say that Wizards of the Coast in particular is a really cool sub-company of Hasbro, because they do care about trans people and gay people and all of that kind of stuff. They do regularly confirm their characters to be canonically gay and stuff, which is nice. And then they do even write stories about the characters and stuff. So there is, for example, a nice Yeah, for example, there was a big, let's call it online celebration about two of the main characters being a lesbian couple now. And I do have a deck all about them, which is called, which has a very funny name actually. Hold on, let me quickly go back to my deck collection. Which is called Gruel Friends, this one here. You see, hold on. The person on the deck box, that's Nissa, she's an elf girl. And she's kind of in lesbians with this fire girl here. Very cute, and actually there's a whole set about the girlfriend trying to win a race competition for her girlfriend to gain her super magic powers back. So, you know, they are a nice couple. So, you know, Wizards of the Coast does things like that. And for example, one of the top designers in Wizards of the Coast has once written an article about how diversity is fundamental for design work, because there is just no other way to get such a variety of different and creative ideas into your project. And without having a diverse environment in Wizards of the Coast, they wouldn't be able to make Indian themed decks or ancient Egypt themed decks and stuff like that. That just, if they were just a bunch of white guys doing all of that, that would be very problematic. And I think Magic started out like that, but then they became more inclusive and diverse. And now their lore and creative ideas and stuff just got better because of diversity stuff. So I think there is a whole lesson to be learned out of that you need to hire a diverse cast of people if you do a creative project like that. So I think there are some really nice things about Magic that are worth supporting, but also, again, some of that money goes to the US military. So that is a little bit sucky, of course, because right now, for example, the US is just starting wars for no reason and, you know, killing people, which is not so good. Turns out I don't like murder, institutionalized murder in a different country, essentially, but you know, it is what it is. You just gotta reflect critically on this kind of stuff, you know. Obviously, still Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro has flaws. Hasbro has many flaws. Yeah, I know. The thing is, right now, no single person on this planet would have a problem with sending the entire US government to the moon and never have them come back. Literally nobody will complain about that. Anyway, let's play a game. Let's play a game of Bend It Like Azula. Dude, recently Trump made the really funny choice of celebrating a guy's death. Which is so funny because I don't know a single person whose death would be more celebrated than Trump. Like, that's honestly hilarious that he did that. Mind you, I'm not giving him credit for that because it's unintentionally hilarious. Oh yeah, by the way, as you can already see from the artists on the card, you see that Wizards of the Coast employs Japanese and Chinese artists whenever they can as well, which is always nice. These are nice starting cards, let's keep them. So now we are in a match against a real person, so now timing does matter a little bit because we don't want to make the person wait for every single move. I don't have black mana, so you kind of suck right now. The art is so good. I am actually going to a magic convention in summer, and one of my favorite magic artists will also be there. So I'm already really excited about that. Yeah, I actually once ordered a poster from that artist, but it never arrived, so I don't know what went wrong there. But you sure as hell bet your ass I will buy something from there. I will go home with so much merch. I am unfortunately the kind of person who spends way too much money on merch. Recently I bought 12 pairs of Pokemon socks. And a Magikarp shirt, a button-up shirt. So like, you know, I am weak to money. Let's take that, that's kind of cool. So what does this do? Whenever I draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. So that means I get rid of the opponent's library whenever I draw a card. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I keep buying more and more merch. Just today earlier, I bought a book from an artist because I want to support the arts at any opportunity, you know? Yeah, exactly. Oh, the opponent is also playing an avatar deck with soccer. Let's take Zuko. I also recently got these really nice Animal Crossing button-up shirts that are also available within the game itself. You know, the one that is kind of pink and the one that is kind of mint colored. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for coming by. Have a good night's sleep. Or a good afternoons or evenings or mornings sleep. I don't know. I don't know your sleeping habits or what the time zone currently says. What's that? Vigilance. I don't like that. Yes, have a great time. Yes, I enjoy them very much. Okay, we're gonna get this guy. And then this guy. Azula! The vigilance on soccer bothers me a lot, actually, right now. Cause I wanna attack, that's like the whole point of the deck. And I can't right now. Ah, soccer has prowess too, that's how he gets so big. I get it. Okay. Alright. Let's get that one. Let's definitely get that one because I want to get rid of all of these things. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use that, don't you worry. Alright. Wait, hold on, I could get Firebending 5. Firebending 5 I could get, which is not 6. So I guess I got a no attacks. So far, for now. Okay, I like what I'm seeing. All right. Let's do this. And then let's attack with these two guys here, which gives me a bunch of firebending, which allows me to do that. We kill this artifact, we kill this creature, and we kill this land. There we go. Then I could do more stuff, but I don't wanna. Okay, I might just bounce back from my initial what would you call it? Disadvantage, yes. So yeah, now you can see how this deck generates mana just from attacking, and then you can use that mana for different mana sinks or instants that you have on your hand. That is my commander, it will just straight up come back. Zuko would have made much more sense to kill. That's a good choice. Okay. Copy any number of target instant spells or sorcery spells. You may choose new targets for the copies. I could get this thing out. I'm just gonna play Azula again though and do this next turn. There's always more time. I mean, again, I can just cast her again. That's not a problem. Great. You're just delaying the inevitable, actually. And now your creatures will die. Probably. I don't know. Actually, let's do that now. Cause why not? Why are you blocking the 3 damage and not the 4? Ah, okay, because you get a +2/+2, that's fine. That's also the least important. Oh, you're killing... Who was it? The Loyal Fire Siege. Yeah, no, that's not important. That doesn't matter. Anyway, yawn. Do your turn, come on. Oh, that is good for attacking, huh? So let's just attack then. Next. All attack. There you go. Everyone here is firebending. We cast this one first. With target creature control against Driver Strike until end of turn, which shall be this one. And then we do this. And then we copy this spell. And this one gets double strike. I should have done it when he declares blockers, to be honest, but whatever. That doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, that saves your creatures, I guess. Resolve all. Sure, whatever. That's actually very mean. That was way too mean. Okay, you waste my time. Come on. Be faster than that. No, you took too long. Great. Okay, then 20 red or green spells. Sure, we can do that. Let's go with this deck here. Thriving Isle. Okay, interesting. Okay. Let's get our first guy in. This would be 0, that would be pointless. Okay, then nothing. End turn. So I guess we start out with Zendikar Incarnate. You are ramping. You sure are ramping. Something big's gonna happen. Yeah, you play Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus and Serpent spells. So you play big guys. I'm gonna get more. Oh, that's not green mana. That's white mana. Where will? Let's get that white mana. Okay, sure. Then it might just make sense to get this guy in first. And then Earthbend 2 with that pathway. There we go. Yes, we take that much life. We get that much life, sorry. Earth Kingdom General, by the way, is not a legendary creature. Next we can already play Toph. Let's play a mountain. Oh yeah, that's not so bad actually. Hold on. Yeah, well, let's do that. We sacrifice this creature, submit 1. Then it just enters back tapped. And we say we exile this guy. There we go. You take it to the command zone, that's fair. But I got 1 turn less to worry about. Then I think we're just gonna straight up get Boomy in. Boomy unleashed. There you go. Oh, I should have played the land first. Anyway, it's fine. I gain 5 life, yes please. Also here's a plains that is now not gonna be tapped and not gonna be attacking either. Because of my foolish mistake. Ooh, the plants, the mushrooms are bouncy. Anyway. Get that. Do I... this is neither forest, nor do I need the lands right now, so no. I still have 0 forests. Let's get Toph in, I guess. Yes. And then I'm just gonna honestly all attack. Cause you can only block 1 creature. If you want to kill something smaller than have your creature survive, then you're gonna have to let Boomy through. Interesting choice. Resolve, we'll do that, yes. And let's all attack with the Needleverge pathway again. Then let's get in this guy, Maya. Earthbend 2. So we're gonna get the Dusk Rose Reliquary into a creature. An 8/8 hexproof. Unfortunately, that's not gonna save you. I win. Unfortunately for you, I win. Unless you do something else. Okay, you do something else. Now I don't win. Yet. What do we do? The Great Henge would be amazing to have right now. We can make it... Oh, I don't have 2 green mana. That's the problem. Hold on, we can solve that. There's green mana. There we have the Great Henge, which also gives us even more green mana. And then for what mana? I mean, I can get 2 green from here and 1 red from here. Oh, and I have a Needleverge pathway up there, and I could play this one. I still don't have any forests. Yeah, let's just get one of these guys in. And then we move to attacks. No attacks. You are being spooky. The Needleverge pathway gets an upgrade. Well, it's probably gonna be Boomy or the Zendikar Incarnate, right? Tough. That is a stupid choice. Tough will not attack. Tough will not tap for anything. I don't understand the choice at all. Okay, we can just straight up murder a guy. Not this one, that one has hexproof. However, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can kill something with toughness up to 10. Good, okay. Let's get rid of that Glacier Cogma, for example. Bye, bye, bye. Alright. Boomy. Then we do this. And make the Needleverge pathway even stronger. Still not having any forests for this card. We Earthbend on you. Now we got an 8/8 as well. And a draw card. And you agree just because I have Trample. That is nice to see. Unfortunately, attacking still doesn't make much sense. Yet. You know what? Let's actually take a 10/10. Why not? Why not a 10/10? Again, odd choice. Very odd choice. You are so annoying. You know that? Sure, okay. Oh, that's nice. That's still 0. Let's level up then, I guess. Attack. Okay, hold on. You can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures. Let's say you block the 6 strongest ones. So this, this. Then 4 damage go through. I mean, hold on. You would have to block Boomy, because this would then untap my land creature. I'm just gonna go all in and just all attack. We'll see what happens. Oh, that happened. Okay. And now. Yes, we do. You have hexproof in total. I can do this, but then it would be countered. I could exile this guy or this guy. Those are the two problematic ones. I'll exile this guy, because that's most of your defense gone now. Fuck off! That was ass. Sure. Let's do that. Then let's do that. Then let's do that. Then let's do that. Let's do that with this thing that has ward 2, which makes it a 12-12 immediately. So now we got 7-7, 7-7, 15-7, 12-12. So anything of those that you block will die. Go ahead. This will be fun. Okay? Yours will die. Just saying. I think I just straight up won this, to be honest. 1 damage still left over from that. Yeah, good game. Good game thanks to Trample. Unless you somehow gain life back right now. Or play another creature now. But I think this is over for you. You know what, I should have attacked with my 2/3/3s as well. Just to make sure I deal enough damage. To be fair, I wasn't thinking that I would kill the opponent right now. And no blockers now. Suddenly different. Okay. Let's see. I mean, it's just a game of adding things up here, right? You just kind of have to add the total of the trample damage, which is all of the damage, and the total of your defense. And I don't think that works out, to be honest. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you die. There you go. That was a nice match. Earthbending is very, very fun. What is Battalion Tactics? Attack with 3 or more creatures 100 times over any number of games. Oh. Okay, definitely. Let's open the pack the packs that we have. Let's get some turtle cards. The ooze. Okay, there are now new token artifacts. Okay, sacrifice this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Did it really need to be nerfed so hard? Cause I think activating only as a sorcery is kind of an unnecessary nerf, to be honest. I'm thinking this could probably be just as balanced without the sorcery speed limitation. That would make it at least more useful, and you're already paying a price of 1 mana per counter to get your counters back. Anyhow, anyway, exile target card from a graveyard, create a mutagen token. Well, ooh, this one looks nice. Gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Okay. Interesting. We got 2 old hobs. It's a Boros card. Then we have those machines. When this class enters, mill 2 cards, then draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. When this class becomes level 2, return up to 2 target artifact cards from your graveyard to your hand. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it isn't a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot creature in addition to its other types. But sneak is you may cast this spell for 2 if you also return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand during the declare blocker step. So it's basically ninjutsu for instance. Got it. That's not bad. That's an interesting technique. then I might actually need to update my ninja decks and use more of that. This one has also sneak. And it enters tapped and attacking. So basically sneak is also ninjutsu. I mean, they could have called it still ninjutsu for the flavor. I mean, we are talking about ninjas here. But sure. Fine. Whatever. That's nice. A good cheap creature. Leonardo is a common legendary. You don't see common legendaries too often, though more recently in the recent times than before. For each other creature you control. So you wanna probably play him in a deck with a lot of token generation. Probably. And since you play him after the attackers are declared, this is probably a really good card. Then I don't understand the common rating. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life. That's fair. That's also. Wait, hold on. We already had that one somewhere else, right? Right. Foot ninjas. We already had those somewhere else. There's also Michelangelo, also just a common. Well, food. Yeah, that makes sense. Pizza. Ultram Scientist looks cool. Nice. Ultram is also a creature type now. Yeah, there we have the foot ninjas. Foot ninjas. And foot ninjas. Then we have Nobody, who is a human hero, but not legendary. When this creature enters, return up to one other target artifact you control to its owner's hand. Sure. Not the worst, not the best. Let's see here. Brigid's Command. I don't really care that much about Lorwyn Eclipse, to be honest. I like seeing tribal and lots of different kinds of tribal. But I don't care that much about Lorwyn Eclipse, to be honest. Or about... Okay, original Lorwyn had the whole thing with the Leech cycle. That was nice. Create a token that's a copy of target kit can you control. Kit can you control target player creates a I mean, it's okay. It's not the best, not the worst. Right, we do have, however, 3,000 coins in our pocket. And wouldn't it be fun to buy more avatar packs? Which are these here. So let's get those free packs. Claim. And there we go, open R. Oh. I already had Tylee, I didn't remember that. Reveal all. That's nice, that's very nice, because Kyoshi is very nice. Especially, that's like one of those things that I should probably put in my Toph deck. Ren and Shaw enter. If you cast them, there are 3 or more dragons or lesson card in your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it. Except it's not legendary. Might make sense in a dragon deck. I don't have one, but not a bad card per se. And the lesson thing is entirely optional, so probably not gonna use that. Anyway, I think that is it for today. And oh, these are pizza lands. Hold on, I want to see the pizza lands. Give me the. There are pizza lands. Interesting. Anyway, we'll leave it there, and I shall say goodbye. Yes, exit and close the game. Goodbye. Is anyone online that I can raid? Anyway, hold on, stop the recording. Goodbye.